Here at Crypto, we got to get a little bit of conspiracy theory. Not too much, because most of it is nonsense. But we got to look at it this way. Is the US and the German government, and maybe others, coordinating to keep crypto down? Because if you really look at it, we got the ETFs coming in. We're about to get an Ethereum ETF. The SEC is losing left and right on their lawsuits. They got defeated by Ripple this time last year. They just got smacked down by Binance this year, and they're losing all their power. They're most likely going to lose their lawsuit against Coinbase. In fact, the only thing they can actually go after Coinbase and Kraken and all those are the staking rewards. So they're losing a lot of power, and crypto really looks like it's bound to actually go up because regulatory-wise, we're definitely getting a green light. And, ETF-wise, we have a green light too. Van Eck just filed for a Solana ETF, so we're getting altcoin ETFs as well, and everything seems to be going well. But the US and Germany all of a sudden have decided to sell their stash. It's not like the US just got the stash. I mean, they've had the Silk Road stuff for a long time now. And one thing that gets me to be very suspicious is usually they do actually auction off coins, but now they've actually sent them to Coinbase to directly sell. And obviously that impacts the price a whole lot more. And that's very problematic. Germany just today sent, I think, $52 million more to various exchanges to actually sell. And then US transferred a lot on June 26th. And I think they just did make another transfer today. I'd have to check with the Whale Watchers guys to actually make sure. But they are transferring all of a sudden more than they've transferred in a long time, just as we are getting these bullish signals. So that almost gets me to believe that they are somehow coordinating and trying to suppress the price so their buddies and BlackRock and Co. and Fidelity and such can actually get in at a lower price because they don't want the price to go in yet. Remember, a lot of these congressmen and senators have suddenly become pro-crypto. Why? It's because more of them are getting into crypto or more of them want to get into crypto. Like Elizabeth Warren may not want to, Gary Gensler may not want to, but the other senators and congressmen, they're not so stubborn. They can see it as a great opportunity for the country as well as a great opportunity for them to enrich themselves because they have money to actually buy crypto. So they're like, hey, if we let it go up so fast, we're going to have to buy at much higher prices. If we can just suppress to 60K, we can actually get it at a much lower price. And if we want to pick up altcoins, well, the altcoins are still very, very low in price. So let's just keep it suppressed for a couple of more months. No one will be suspicious because this is following the cycle anyways. Never mind the fact that Bitcoin already surpassed its all-time high, thus breaking the pattern of the last cycle. As long as we suppress the rest of everything else, we can get our bags in really, really fast. So, and also BlackRock might be knocking on the door hey, you know what? We would like bigger bags at this price. Because even though BlackRock is mainly bought by their customers, we have to remember that BlackRock and Fidelity do buy a lot of their own funds and they buy a lot of each other's funds. So they actually control substantial amount of those Bitcoin ETF assets. It might only be 5 or 10% and their customers control the other 90% or something, but they are big whales because, they have over 200,000 Bitcoin. And even 5% of that's 10,000 Bitcoin, and that still makes you a very, very large Bitcoin whale with the ability to impact price. Now, are they going to leverage with customers' Bitcoin? I don't think so. I think that's a little too risky for BlackRock and Fidelity. If they got caught doing that, they could end up like FTX, except 100 times bigger. And I don't think the government would actually really like that because if BlackRock went kaput, there would be riots in the streets because pensions and retirement funds would all be blown all over the place. Same thing with Fidelity and others. BlackRock is not the only one in this. Other investment capital like Fidelity hold almost as much. So the government would not allow that, and that is way, way too risky for them. But they could use the part that they actually own to actually play around with the price. And coordinating with the governments, I think it's not that hard for them to actually keep the prices low, at least for a while. It's not like we're going back to 20K or 30K, but it's more like we're in the upper 50s, lower 60s region, and they just kind of keep price steady here for a while. Because realistically, altcoins should be quite a bit higher, especially Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is doing pretty well, but it should actually be higher with the ETF coming on. They know that in a couple of months, this will probably be unstoppable. But for right now, like they would want to keep the price low so they can actually buy in more for their own sakes. And not only for BlackRock and Fidelity, if you don't really believe that part, that's fine. But the politicians themselves, remember, they've only recently warmed up to crypto. Since they've only recently warmed up to crypto, they probably don't have big bags. And because they don't have big bags, they want bigger bags, obviously, because bigger bags make them more money. Remember, congressmen and senators have made hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars off their investments. This is a brand new opportunity for those guys. So, why would they not take advantage of this brand new opportunity? Because they have the strings to power. They can make policy to pump or dump coins, and they know that people will react to their policies. So why not keep it down a little bit, buy at a lower price so we can get more coins, and then extract more money from them when the time comes? Because remember, I still think Bitcoin's heading towards 150K this bull run. And, once they've actually accumulated enough in the next couple of months, they can let it run to 150K or even help it run to 150K. And, it's not only the politicians in the United States that have just come on board recently, like the ones in Europe have come on board recently as well, and they might want to stuff their bags as well. I know one person that isn't in for this plan, though, and that is Bukele, El Salvador. They've already got like several thousand Bitcoin. That's like 1% of their national fund, and they want it to pump. But the politicians here and in Europe, they might want some bigger bags themselves before it pumps. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.